We're almost late. Come on in, come on in.
Tell you what, smooth jams for now. Smooth jams for now. The keen is real. The keen is absolutely real. But I gotta reserve some enthusiasm because I feel like it's gonna be a day, like a whole day. I don't know what to what power or capacity. Hey, Wraith. Watto, friend. Come on in, come on in. How you doing? Sorry, Earl just said, it may be a day, but it's a day where I have leftover pizza! That's how I read your statement there, Earl. I'm very happy for you. Numbers, Step Jane Kimball, Watto, friends. Why is the evil shredder in here? We inherited a shredder. We basically, for any of the interesting stuff we have in this flat.
We're the land of the forgotten toys. I'll take things people don't want.
Oh, now River makes a break for it. Sorry, the reason why this looks like a bomb site is River just kind of lay in the middle of the bed, and I'm like, can I make this morning? River's like, no. Ah, see, here we go. Double kill. 2 bots trying to sell me followers. Multi-kill.
Will, didn't you know that's the only way to get famous?
But I've already got the famous.
Yeah, not famous.
As a friend. Despite the fact that I got him killed that one time. Still feel bad about that. Actually, no. Numbers does make a very, very good point, which is when the evil shredder attacks, those turtle boys are kind of slack. Which I have taken into consideration. Oh, so how are you all doing? Chrono, Varbles, J-Post, Watto! Numbers is like, you're welcome! Oh, it is lovely to see you all. Coming in, coming in. Today's gonna be a grab bag. Oh, J-Post is asking we send all coffee. Well, we've got a pot here, but this is mine. I need this. You can have the rest of all coffee, J-Post. How does that sound? So just as an FYI, today is a sponsored stream. Once again, the Rune 2 team are paying us to get stuck into it. They've got a new working on some of the campaign co-op stuff. And Mitch, who is one of the dev team on that, is going to be joining us. So I'm going to have a guest. We're going to be able to talk about this game. The games in general. Like, we're here to hang out and have a good time, yo. The other thing we'll be going down today is the next round of like PlayStation information. So I'll be relying on your lovely selves to filter it back through. As you know, we have no allegiance to any platforms here. It's going to be interesting, but my prediction for the PlayStation thing today is it's going to be very heavily focused on titles, and they are not going to talk about hardware or price point. Ah, they might do price point. No, they might do price point. But I definitely think it's going to be a heavy focus on titles. At least that's the smart play. Numbers just says, appropriate nothing. 2020 Digimon Adventure reboot is awesome. Yes. 2 things keep haunting me. We did like a little spat of normality on Monday where I put my head in a Barnes & Noble. And the amount of like Digimon toys you could just buy, combined with the fact that P Bandai keeps trying to get me to buy the little Digimon, like the actual like OG, well, they're re-releases of the OG Digimon. I'm like, I feel like there's a bloody theme here. Ray says that on PlayStation, I think they're going to need to do pricing and release date. I reckon they can get another hit out of release date, but You know what? I don't think my prediction is a prediction. I think it's a hope. Like, if I were in their position, considering the confusion around Microsoft's messaging, today all I would do is just like, games. This is a game. This is a game. These are all games. The console's going to cost $300. Done. Like, peace out. We'll see you in 2021. But I think that's just... Yeah. Oh, Dak, that's a very good point. Digimon are the champions. However, let's agree that the Japanese OP is so much better. Butterfly is a proper banger. I'm not saying that the Digimon intro isn't iconic, but still. Also, as a complete aside, if you haven't watched Polygon's What If Digimon Won, I wholeheartedly recommend it, because it does that thing that the Polygon video team do so well, which they present you with a meme, and then make it into a genuinely thought out video. It's like an alternate timeline of what if Pokemon hadn't become the winning franchise and Digimon had. And sorry, good morning, Watto, Kisa Watto! Actually, and Dak, I didn't give you a proper hello. Watto and welcome! Neopale, hello, Airman. Oh, I need to finish. Oh, Keys is listening to right now, and it's a proper jam. Dak said they had one of the original Tamagotchi, like Digimon Tamagotchi. Same. But I grew up in like a small town, so like when I saw the Digimon while I was over in the US visiting family, I was like, yes, this is gonna be cool. I'm gonna have a fight in Digimon. I'm gonna battle. This is so much cooler than the other Virtua Pets. Not a single other kid had them. Not a single kid at school had another Digimon. So while I raised a couple of... Alright, let's be honest. I raised 2 poo monsters before I raised a proper Digimon. But... like... love that little guy. And the thing is, Premium Bandai is this site that I drool over. Where they let you, like, pre-order very expensive games. But they also do 3 and 4 packs of the Digimon toys, but with like cool reworkings of the plastics. And they also do like an OG redesign that's like a super high quality Digivice that changes color depending on how it evolves and stuff. It's very cool. Its price tag is not very cool. Oh! J-Post, you feckin' ledge. Thank you for gifting us up to Dak. That's...
Do you know
excuse me.
there are 3
That's real
things
cool of you,
that
thank you.
particularly hate? Really? Kids, animals, and women.
So Wandering Gamer, Watto, coming in. Who have I not said a proper hello to? Team Toadhouse, Watto, friends. Wandering Gamer, while whether or not trains do or do not happen is entirely up to you, lovely Mother Hubbards. I will say thank you for the 100 bits, like sincerely. So yeah, just as another reminder, as people are coming in, today is a sponsor stream. Rune 2 team, I apparently dig what we do, and not only are we doing a sponsored stream today, but one of the team is going to be joining us on Discord to play co-op. Can't stop the spooky anonymous ghosts. As your Jarl is currently a spooky anonymous ghost. All hail spooky Jarl. I'm absolutely not going to bring up the P Bandai site, because if I start... Alright. I have no self-control. Now, thankfully, I can't afford any of this. So, that's fine. Alright, franchise... Digimon. I'm just going to flash this lot of you lot while we're waiting.
Choo-choo.
Yo, numbers, you fucking... Kisa's like, show the Gundams. You know what? I will. But we have a train. Now, usually, as you well know, I'd be all about belting out the Pokemon gym leading theme. Our British Beaver M's, you fucking legend. However, to make a scientific point that Digimon's original opening was way better than the American opening. Let's do this. Let's do this. No, not adventure. No, fuck. Hang on, bear with me a second. Is this it? Yeah! Alright. Let's be weeb nerds together for today's train. You fucking legends. Okay, so, while I was faffing about pushing buttons, I think I said thank you to Emma, but I'll say it twice. British Beaver, lovely to see you. Watto, friends! Neo Pale, Watto! And thank you for throwing in for our little train, yo. I mean, Kisa, that idea slaps. There's only one person that can bring that to life. J-Po says, is there Digimon Arena music? I don't know. I haven't decided. See how long this train goes. Sorry, I mean that was not fishing. No. It's video games. How about them video games? And J-Po's throwing in another 100. Sorry, here's me smashing buttons. Airman, you fucking ledge! M's desperately trying to refill the pint glass. I'll level with you. It's going to be a challenge. Oh, numbers. Also, hard agree. I unapologetically love this track.
Why, well.
Oh, lordy, lordy. So, how are you all doing today, you lovely mother hubbards? Video game news has been nice and quiet, but I think that's just because we're prepping for a salvo of PlayStation nonsense coming out today. If I look a little tired around the eyes, we're slowly getting everything ready for the IGDA showcase on Friday. I've been playing all the games that we're going to do live plays of and stuff, and every single one of them was a game that at first I was like, alright. And then after about 15 minutes I was like, oh, this slaps. There was one that involved space pirate cats turning into ghosts after a failed warp because of reasons. And I was like, alright, it's a pretty simplistic 3D art style, like real, like, you know, involving for little sproglets. I was like, alright, that's cool. And then I started playing it, it was kind of, had one of those, okay, this is a whole game. Oh! Asari Greenfire. Watto! I don't think I said a proper hello when you came on in. Oh, Ems, I've not seen the panel merch announcements for New York Comic Con. Like, I didn't, obviously, because of being sensible with finances, I didn't pick up anything in the end from, what was it? San Diego Comic-Con, but I really did hover over the Monster Hunter pins. But the Monster Hunter pins weren't that bombastic. Alright, numbers. I'll let this one roll as well. The train didn't happen. That's fine. I'm just... Friends, at the moment, I'm grateful for everything you lot are throwing in. Yeah, so thank you. M says they used to go to NYC, New York Comic Con each year and feeling some yearning for stuffs. Well, if they've done like a group, like a link page like they did for San Diego Comic Con, I'd love to have a look. Anyway, so this was the thing I was gonna show to not help anyone's financial spending. So these are the P Bandai like. If you could load the image, that'd be great, Bandai. I'm gonna need you to. So they do these kind of like cool like reprints of the OG Digimans with some like funky colors. It is $80 for 4, but the base ones are $20 in Barnes & Noble. So I'm not, and again, this is not fishing. I just want to show you. Now this is the Paycheck Doombringer. Like that is $100 for a Digivice. If that could change his colors. Like, you got, like, the cool stuff, then do all the stuff, and then you just... Wait, is this not the color-changing one? I thought this was the color-changing one. Or is it this one? Ah, no, this is the color-changing one. So depending on who you raise, it changes color based on them, and it's like, fucking yo. Yeah, that last one was an actual Digivice, which may or may not take you to the digital realm, where you could die. Like, I feel very rarely do we acknowledge how much in danger those kids were. So, Number says that's a new one from the reboot. It's also available in gold. And if you feel that you're not being enough of an edgelord, I've got these ones as well. Oh, I'll come back to that one. Oh, Green Fire.
Q, who would drink an ale called Weird Trash, and what would you flavor it as? Crew, create the flavor of your Weird Trash dreams that's super strong.
So, sorry, thank you for 200 bits. I'm going to say it. Weeb Trash is a high APV super fruit IPA. Like, it's like hella peach or something. Like, it borders on being like a sugar cider, but it's still like IPA levels, and it wrecks you sideways. It's like 8.5%. Well, and Sigley Robin, I agree that if you went to a bar and they had a drink called Weeb Trash, it wouldn't necessarily be an ale. That wasn't the challenge. The challenge is what would a Weeb Trash beer-based thing be? Also, Night Vale and Watto, friend, come on in! And Kandarian, Watto. Sorry, that was me flashing that. Though I do need to show you the thing that I got to the point of just flashing at. Sorry. Okay. This was the thing that I was drooling over. Now the only reason I'm showing you this is because it's no longer available, so you know I'm not fishing. They made a Gundam. They made a Gundam and it comes apart, and it's got like all these little pit crew peoples, and you can like build it together and stuff. And I'm like, that's so cool. But it is out of stock, so I'm not fishing. Alright, anyway, back to studio. So I will have a quick skim of the merch stuff. And numbers, I think it's one of those, it's safe to show you lot because it's not, the way P Bandai works is you pre-order it and then it shows up, like they pre-order it, then they make that many and then ship them out. So, I don't feel too bad, like, yeah. And Kisa, you've got to agree, this OP slaps. And friends, if you haven't seen Keep Your Hands Off Etiken, I recommend it, not as an anime trash lord that I am, but as a genuinely heartfelt breakdown of the process of creating art and what it means, both the impact of the creation and the art of creating. Seriously, it's about 3 kids making animations, and it's so good. It's so good. Alright. Ems, I think the New York Comic Con site is getting hammered right now because I can't see the merch stuff, but thank you for sharing that. Oh, excuse me. Cheeky T-burps already. What were we talking about before we got onto Digimon and Will being like, I like Gundams? Oh, wow. So Numbers was saying they just watched Serial Experiments Lane for the first time. How was that? Like, as someone who's watched a lot of, like, you know, the more modern anime stuff, how was it going back to that, like, proper, like, 90s, 2000s turning point? Secretly Robin made us a set of Diablo potions for the 21st birthday. They were disgusting. Oh, no. And Night Vale, I haven't had the chance to watch the Undertale concert yet, but I'm so happy that it happened. Though someone reminded me today that Megalovania started in Homestuck, and that made me feel as old as time and sand. Someone I follow on Twitter just shared one of the animations from Homestuck where we first hear the Megalovania riff, and I'm like, oh, I'm old. When did Homestuck come out? 85 years ago. Kandarian says Megalovania was even before Homestuck! Stop! No! Oh, sorry, I was watching Re-Rise the Shield Hero. It was good. Pretty cool. Honestly, I haven't been watching anything good, so I have no recommendations. I've just been watching Gundam Build Divers to fall asleep to. I've seen precisely 42% of that show, and yet, according to Crunchyroll, I've watched the whole first season. Greenfire says they watched Rise of the Shield Hero. I haven't even started on that. And Team Totas was saying that at a convention in 2011 when Homestuck was really popular, someone washed off all their grey body paint in a hot tub at the spa at the hotel. I could imagine, especially anime Homestuck fans being so drunk as to not realise that the body paint comes off when you get in a hot tub. And Eraman says, did you see the post going around Twitter about the oldest console generation people started? And it started with the Nintendo 64 PS1. As someone started with an Atari, it makes me feel super old, feckin', right? Although, and Eraman, this isn't a comment on you, this is something I'm trying to do. We have to remember that if you are, I'd say between like, 29 and 40, that means that you were probably born as gaming grew up. Like, either the first generations were put into your hands, or you grew up with consoles. And I mean that, like, as technology grew, so did you. Which is kind of how I consider myself. Like, I got to play a lot of, like, the different Atari systems and, oh god, the old Macintosh stuff and variations, because, I knew people that had them and was obsessed with them. Like, we didn't have a PC, or a computer in our house until for a very long time. Because we couldn't afford one. So as a young nerd, I leapt at every opportunity. I still remember crying, trying to get one of the tape deck systems to work, and it loaded Elite for like 22 minutes, and it fecked up on the load. I remember as a kid just bawling my eyes out because I didn't have enough time to wait for it to load up again. But the thing that I'm trying to remember is that we have a very, very unique position in terms of for a lot of us, our generation has grown up with games. We've seen them unfurl, and it is going to fall to us in coming years to find a way to share that knowledge. Like, it and not in like a nostalgia critic, you know, spit and hate at the young ones who don't know the glory of old games. But like, there's so much of the language of games as an art form that comes from so many strange places. Like trying to explain the concept of lives in video games. Like, where did that come from? Why did that persist onto home console aside from like arcade? Oh yeah, and Ehrman, I absolutely knew you were not knocking anybody with that comment. It's just, I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I've watched the High Score documentary on Netflix, which ends very abruptly, I assume, because of 2020 problems, and mostly boils down to how can we talk about Nintendo in this episode. I assume again because the documentary is not done, and I think they had access to more of Nintendo staff than they did a lot of other companies. But it just reminded me of like how much of gaming knowledge isn't generally talked about, and those of us that grew up with it assume that knowledge in others. So, yeah. And again, this wasn't against any of you, lovely Mother Hubbards. Oh, and as more people are coming in. Today is a sponsored stream. We are going to be playing Rune 2, and Mitch from the Rune 2 dev team is going to be joining us on Discord to chat through, talk about game devery and whatnot. So, like, if you all want to talk classic games, if you want to talk about, like, Rune 2 coming back from the brink, because let's remember, the day that game came out, Bethesda bought the team. Not the studio, but the team. There was no team to make a game after launch, and yet they're still here. They're still like working away on this, and friends, from the amount that we've seen of Rune 2, the game's come on in leaps and bounds. So yeah, if you've got questions and stuff. Oh, Numbers is like, why are there Demon Slayer boxes on Bandai? No, Numbers, the more important question is, why are there Demon Slayer Tamagotchis on P Bandai? Or Premium Bandai, I should call it. And Earl was saying they still remember what it was like before widespread consumer use of internet was a thing. Similarly, I also remember the only way to get internet access was dialing into my local library's modem line. God, yeah. Like, not to get into the old war stories, but people don't know what it was like trying to find patches for games before Steam. Like, how do you patch a game? Oh, well, you just tell it to update on Steam. No. You hope, you pray to whichever digital deities support your gaming world that there is a Planet portal site that will have the patches you need. And then you gotta work out how in the bloody hell to install it. Usually like tentpole intermediary patches and then updates. Or sometimes blitz everything, then... yeah. They don't know. They don't know. Excuse me. I'm not digging this track. I was like, a Planet portal site? You said, I don't know, a planet where files existed? Is it like a planet of files? Oh, J-Post, roll die for malware check. Yup. Oh, Varbles, praying there was an FTP version on the game's website. Feckin' yo. Praying that that FileZilla would be able to download it in one go, lest you roll the dice if it was over the 20 megs. Errorman, patches? You mean you get a cartridge from another region released later? Heck, you know. There's nothing else like games. And I know that sounds dumb to say out loud, but while we often talk about... Fucking CD-ROMs, you're right, sorry, Greenfire. Oh. Flashbacks in a arm. Sorry, thank you for the 100 bits. No, as idiotic a statement as it said, like, games are different from others, like, often the language we use to describe games and how we engage with them does come from other stuff. We talk about music, we talk about art style, you know, we talk about the visuals and the performance, and we talk about the easier to understand elements. But to get to where we are now, games have gone through this weird fecking experience, and those elements may be lost in time, but there's so much power to that knowledge. I guess I just want to make sure we keep talking about it, you know? I don't mean to sit back and be the old bastards club and be like, well, back in my day, you had to install 22 floppy disks and then find a patch online, and it was uphill both ways. Like, I don't want gaming's discussion to turn into, like, a digital version of the Four Yorkshiremen skit. But, again, I think it's important remembering where we came from, yo. I don't want it to go the way of certain art house cinema where it feels like only a small clique of people in a small space got to really experience it, and then would spend the rest of their like art critique time comparing everything thusly and detracting from. And I know we have those kind of scenes, you know, your Newgrounds, your your OG itch.io scenes and things like that. These little communities that popped up. But I feel that you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Ehrman saying, as an old person, what I miss about the old days, I had time to play games. Stupid job and responsibilities. Well, Ehrman, that's where I hope I can help, yo. Like, if I can be your second screen during the day as we go on adventures into strange places, into the weird games that, you know, you'd find on like a Sunday night, then I feel I'm doing my job right, you know? Nom phrasing it as, it's important to know where you've walked, to hold yourself from retreading unfettered ground. I like that. Ehrman. So, thank you kindly. Oh, we don't talk about the paid support lines. Oh. I will say the one thing. So as far as with tech now, do CD-ROMs and floppy disks have a place today? 80s PC had you bloody coding the stuff you needed, and old text adventures were a thing. Well, I mean, people don't typically have the physical hardware. Like, PCs do not come with floppy disks as standard anymore. But how much of the experience can you emulate in your titles? I was joking about this yesterday while we were playing Death Stranding, because someone did like what was it? They did steamed hams, but it's PlayStation Metal Gear Solid, and even pausing and adding the disc loading sounds for the cutscenes in between statements, which was so iconic during like OG Metal Gear Solid. Like, and I realized that I didn't need the experience of loading the disc in, but just that pause, the noise, could evoke an experience so much. And Team Toadhouse, that's a fucking great point. Like, text adventures. Sorry, I'm just pulling my keys out of my pocket. It's like, why does me bomb hurt? I'm sitting on my bloody keys like an idiot. Team Toadhouse saying that text adventures of old warped so visual novels could run. Absolutely. And we've streamlined the production of visual novels to the point where we're using that as a base and then folding gameplay in. Like, Heaven Will Be Mine and stuff like that. Like, the complex UI and those elements coming together work so well. And Robin says, you know what? They're just going to call it use mode. The player's cursor is unlocked from center screen. Oh, so you're going to do the, like, contextual in-universe. And I know today's morning soundtrack is the least Viking we could have, but yeah. Oh, sorry, jumping back in, so Harmonious was saying that they still use CDs and think that they and other physical storage should remain important for archival purposes. I do agree. The only reason you don't see me talking about it more is like, I've moved across the world now 3 times? Yeah, 3 times. And so each time I've had to like slim down the things that I have. And as heartbreaking as it is, like, physical media took up so much of my storage space. I kept like a handful of ones that were very, very precious to me, but like for the most part, I've still got a box of stuff over in the UK. God, I need to ship that over. Now, you know what? It's 2020. Now is not the time to be shipping stuff. Earl says today's soundtrack is fit. Last couple nights I've been doing late night nostalgic YouTube dives into anime intro-outro videos. Yeah. Like, I don't think we'll ever hit the level where we can afford it, but I've always wanted to do a Longship intro-outro. But more because I always loved the Gintama ones. Like, obviously, I've loved anime openings and endings for as long as I've had anime in my life. But I just loved Gintama's ability to make the mundane brilliant and ridiculous with openings. Okay. So I'm just making sure I've got my my tweet all deployed for when Mitch is ready to join us. Oh yeah, Team Toenails. Fiona's like raid and opening video is so good. That's Deus Jay-Z's work, and he did the incredible crab video, which if you haven't seen it, it's still so good. Deus, it's not a shout out, mate. Like, you do great work, and like, I'm looking forward to working with you. Once all this feckin', I say nonsense. Once the IGDA showcase is done this Friday, then I will blip at you to do far more stuff and things, friend. Because remember you mentioned a thing with a thing that I was going to voice talk to you about? But, like, Deus, the crab video is so funny. Like, I have genuinely showed that off drunkenly to people and legit been impressed. Kisa's asking... well, I tell you what, Kisa, if Caffeine or someone pops in, I'll get that as a thing. Ooh, now to Porky the Manpire Layer, that's a great name, was saying they'd be getting into the music by Hideki Nagayama. I probably butchered that one. Not really anime, but still an amazing soundtrack. Yes, and do you know what's so fascinating about that? Is Hideki's done so many bangers across the industry, like Sonic Rush, Jet Set Radio, but he's done this wonderful thing where he's mixed and remixed a lot of his original stuff from game to game. So the Jet Set Radio soundtrack actually has progenitors in an arcade, a Japanese-only arcade game called Oli Oli King, where you had a physical skateboard. And so, like, Jet Set Radio Future's soundtrack is, like, twice remixed. It's so good. He's also going to be doing tunes for, the one done by Lethal League. There's the Jet Set Radio inspired Oh, heck, what is it called? Something Bomb City. Rush Bomb City? Oh, and Earl, that's way cool. Earl's just tossed in a photo of their personal gaming archive. Now, Porky, I got real lucky because back in the UK, there used to be this arcade game trade show every year. And so all the Japanese arcade manufacturers would bring their machines over to try and sell them to, like, you know, Butlins and places like that. And, oh yeah, Bum Rush, oh my word. It is not Bum Rush, it is Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Porky, thank you kindly. Asari, thank you for the 100 bits. Asari's been doing a rewatch of Inuyasha before the sequel comes out. Oh, and they've been doing it with the Japanese, the OG Japanese voices. And I will say, not all of the classic, not all the classic dubs were awful. Like, I gotta say, the Cowboy Bebop dub is still absolutely cracking. But anyway, yeah. So Porky, I got lucky because of this particular trade show. I got to play Ollie King, and I was feckin' terrible at it. But I also got to do like the Japanese version of F-Zero. You know, the one where you could plug in your GameCube cartridge and unlock stuff because it's from another part of the world. I was very proud of that. Ah, good times, good times. Unfortunately, the arcade market, basically, it was a long and slow death rattle, but it died. Should probably start blepping at Mitch, let him know. Harmonia says, I'm told the original creators of Cowboy Bebop love the English dub better. Yo, that's way cool. But also, this is not to dismiss, there are a lot of very, very fast and dirty English dubs done for anime, especially during like the second wave explosion.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Okay.
We have a good one-man Viking 64 friendo.
I absolutely shall. And thank you for stopping in, yo. 5 months means you got one more until you get another cool-looking boat. Jonathan Pope, Watto! See where?
Who wants to sing?
I'm just about to bring Mitch in. Gotta work one out.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
What a hope.
Switch it all
Vikings
off.
don't
Start
give
again,
only
right?
take, except for these subs.
Alright, so challenge mode for next. What do you mean?
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
I'm just about to bring guests in. Everything. Terribly sorry, one and all. Basically, the breaker's just blown. And the only way to turn it back on is to switch everything in the apartment off. I just want to have a little fucking cry right now.
Oh no!
It's like... Was it the vacuum cleaner?
It might have been, I don't know.
Alright. Okay, sorry, I'm being a terrible host here. So, Alnus, thank you for 22 months.
It'll only, He's right. I've over-exaggerated by saying 5.
But that means I gotta power this down and power it back up again, so it's 5. Fuck everything.
I'm turning some of the circuitry here off after this, like, one, the fire
We do.
I will be emailing our landlord.
But we can't have the nuggets cooking, and that's currently what's keeping us from getting gassed out by the fires.
Yeah.
Alright, I am...
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Breaker, this is Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. What's your status, over?
Martin Slower, what, oh friend? Well, we were just about to go summon Mitch and get in game, but apparently the whole fucking thing's broken. So I have to bring my PC down so we can reset everything and then start the stream back up again. I am very, very not okay with this.
Don't go anywhere.
It's not tech issues, like, it's the fucking piece of shit wiring.
We have a very old apartment, and it doesn't like too many things plugged in at once that draw power. And so it likes to shut down, especially with it working overtime because of us having to seal up the apartment for smoke.
So, play Rune, Watto. Look, we will be back with you all in 5 minutes, alright? So we've got to...
No more.
So we're gonna bring this down, bring it back up again.
Don't go anywhere.
Please.
Don't go anywhere. I'll have nuggets. I'll bring nuggets in if you stay put.
Okay. And then we'll get Mitch on, get in game, get this going. And sorry, I want to just say quickly again. So Molten Slower, Porky, Alnus, Whoa Hello, all of you, thank you. I apologise for the technical issues, but thank you for throwing subs this way, alright? Like, it means a lot, especially now. Especially now.
See, I have promised nuggets. They're gonna be there.
Alright.
I promised nuggets.
Nuggets have been promised. Alright. Friendos, please, we'll be back in just a second. Don't you go anywhere. To be continued.